Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your Daily Bite of Degen, episode number 711, coming to you live from somewhere, nowhere, in a bigger glass cube. I really don't know what's going on. Why is internet so hard to get sometimes? These are totally 100% first world problems. Do not get me wrong on that. It is a very interesting thing and predicament to be in. Once again, being on with the internet companies like 3 times today. They swear they'll have someone out to me tomorrow. So we will hopefully be doing that. That'll hopefully be happening. We are getting ready for that. We're expecting that. We're really hoping that they don't do services based off the market. It has been a bloodbath of a day. I'm one of the things I'm most sad about is that I do not like shorting the market, but I am not dumb. I will make money where I can make money, and I knew at like 2 or sometime between 2 and 4 today, I was like, I should have put in a short, and I didn't put a short in until maybe 8 o'clock, and I was going to close out at 1,000% profit, and I paper handed at 700% profit. One, not really sure if it was going to go that much lower, but 2, I didn't want it to go lower. I didn't want it to go below 50. And so it is not cool. So what did I do is I waited. As soon as it hit 49, I put in longs, because I was like, either I'm going to get liquidated, but at least I'm going to be going with who I really am, and what I really believe in is believing in the market. And now, if you're going to play with futures, literally just consider that money thrown away. Me especially, because I play at 200x longs, so micro movements can get you liquidated unless you're putting in a lot of margin. I do back in with about 4 times as much as I put in on margin to sort of support my position. And so I got an entry price in at roughly 50,500. We're sitting at 50,674. We're up 58%. So you got to chase the money when you can, if you're watching it. But 200x for me is what I sort of believe is the easiest way to deal with futures. And the fact that I like to look at the 1 second chart just to sort of watch how everything's going when it's really really crazy. But I did put in trading bots in for spot grid trading between 49,000 and 57,000, where it just does incremental trades back and forth as the market goes back and forth, buying and selling. And so we do hope it's a little choppy for a little bit, but we do feel that the market's going to return. Is there going to be some blood in the water Monday? Yes, because the markets have not yet responded appropriately to how the Japanese markets have made unprecedented moves, putting a tariff on their own forex dollar trading. They sort of how do you say it? Harikari'd themselves, because I will always respect what they do, because they don't ever do anything as reactionary. They're very slow to react. But if this is something that they felt they needed to do, sort of like a great reset in a way, when it would hurt, but hurt the least, I think that's almost admirable. We're seeing so much change right now, and everyone is um, in in fluctuation. Oh my gosh, like everyone's calling the market dead and bringing up all this old FTX FUD. FTX debitors have not yet got rid of all of their soul. Um, and that's just news that was news already and then went under. So seeing things like this sort of like come back up mean people are just trying to spread fear because they like chaos. They're sort of like the jokers of Gotham, of crypto Twitter. They just want to throw a hand grenade and walk away and see what happens. Not even see what happens. They just want to create timeline craziness so that they can come back and said, "Oh, see, I said something magical." If you call in the bottom every day and every night and you call in the top every morning, you'll eventually be right enough to where you can sort of like call it for the day, and and you'll have enough of a pattern to where um, you think you're magical and you're really not, because these people that are doing that, ask them for what their bags really look like, and they'll send you some sort of screenshots. Ask them to send proof of ownership of that wallet, and they're like, you'll hear 1,000 reasons why from Sunday. Um, so it's pretty interesting to sort of see and watch. We are starting to see um, Bitcoin slip again a little bit below our long positions, but that's all right. I think it's one of those things to where you have to make your trades and positions, buy what you believe in, and hold on. Take profit. You know, we're still up. From over a month ago. Bitcoin's down 3% from a month ago. So it's like in a market that fluctuates, it doesn't have, like, I think everyone is so ingrained with the US stock market where it will literally stop trading if something drops a certain percentage in too short of a time, or if it jumps too high of a percentage in uh, a certain amount of time, they'll stop trading too, which is really an interesting factor. I don't know if you guys saw, but Lockheed Martin jumped from roughly $408 to like $540 a share. So there's some interesting stuff going on there within the technology sectors. More same thing with like Raytheon. Raytheon's also having a jump. So seeing a sort of a push in war um, has me a little worried. You know, you can always sort of say, if you follow the markets, you can follow what's going on. And what's one of the really funny things that I know is that McDonald's actually has a ton of prediction markets on potatoes. The reason why they do is so that they can figure out where to supply their French fries to when they need to. So, but one of the weird things that they found is by collecting all of that data, the other clues, and they could pull out a lot of other things around that data, which is really interesting. And so I would love to get my hands on this past week's data of potatoes, to sort of see what's going on. But it's really interesting, and having seen these numbers and seeing this, I think this was an exercise that was published like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I think it was during COVID, because that's where they like a lot of their data sort of like came out and stuff. But and people thought it was weird because they're like, no, we're doing it for logistics, and they were, but they also learned that much more around how much more information their data can provide. And so we see this all the time. The littlest things give us the biggest insights. And I, for one, saw zero tops, um, top signals. Maybe Banger's Barbie Girl video uh, was more of an anthem than any top. Sort of like Crypto Boy. I don't even know what that girl's name was. That one hit wonder lady. And I say that in a nice way because a lot of cool people made some awesome remixes of her song or add-ons to it. And so, um, I don't know. It for those that have been here for a minute, yeah, it sucks seeing your portfolio down. But hopefully you've been collecting and accumulating tokens this entire time that you now know that this is what the market does. So if, let's say, a month ago you had 2 tokens and it was worth $1,000, but now you have 7 tokens in your portfolio and it's now worth $900. Yes, you are down $100, but now you have exposure to 7 other tokens that you know 5 extra tokens than you had before. So I think that people sort of look at this in the wrong way sometimes. You can look at it as a distribution of capital of, spreading your eggs into more than one basket. But I think that there's just so much building that, you know, this isn't programmed. This is just a bad fluke, and the market's going to rebound. Watching the 1 second, you can see all of the little micro buys for people that aren't institutions, but like people buying. It's the institution bigger sells. 3 Bitcoin, 5 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, 50 Bitcoin, 40 Bitcoin, 7. But then you're seeing all of these little buys nonstop, 0.001, 0.0002, nonstop, just like flying through the sale order book. And so retail is buying up these burn pieces. And so I think that that's the real play. That's the real point. It is a retail market right now. Is there going to be a little bit more blood on the street? I think so. I hope not. But like I said, trading between what did I say exactly? Let me see so I can look up what my bot is doing. I love it when I forget something, but that's all right. Let's see here. We will see what are yeah. So I'm spot grid trading between 49 and 57. So that's where I think we're going to be for like the next couple days. Tuesday, Wednesday, I think all of these losses will be eaten up. It's interesting to see Ethereum slip as much as it did, but that's due to what looks like a huge time sell-off by Jump Crypto, which more will be coming out about what's going on with them over the next couple days. And so just not stuff I can cover today. And yeah, we're like, things are on track and things are looking good from this side. So I just want to let you know that if you are getting rocked, I'm sorry. It will get better. If you are riding the markets and you are doing what you need to do to position yourself, then hell yeah. I'm tightening up LP positions and deploying capital in more USDT and USDC pools, as well as within USDT and wrapped Bitcoin. because there's a lot of trades going to be going on there. And I think that there's a lot more trades going to be happening over the next couple of days, especially as Bitcoin starts to be eaten back up at a retail level. So um, I think these are good times. Outside of that, I think that there's a lot of opportunity to find projects. Someone else said it best, is that people are going to start talking about utility again. I agree with that statement. The other thing that I noticed too, whenever shit goes at hand in a handbasket, and um, whoever is in charge or thinks they're in charge wants to distract you, UFOs get brought up. That's one of the things I've noticed. Aliens and UFOs get brought up, and I was seeing a lot of UFO and alien stuff the other day. We have a lot of stuff going on in the world, so I hope you're safe. If you're not, let me know if there's anything we can do to help. We definitely will do that. I remember we've gotten families and stuff out of tough situations, different countries before during wartime. So if there is something that we can do, we're definitely down to do that. So let's see other big things. Oh, last big thing I want to touch on. It's 2-day news now. So people might not remember it. I think it came out Thursday night. I want to say Thursday night, but it might have been Friday night. Russia and the U.S. did some swaps for prisoners, and I'm going to unfortunately butcher his last name, and I apologize. But Evan K. Let's just call him K. Um, Also known, you might have seen his button on my lanyards, or you might have seen a hashtag Free Evan. But he was a Washington journalist who was arrested in Russia arrested under espionage laws because he was being given information for stories. And so that was considered acts of terrorism that was brought down to espionage. And then he was found guilty finally recently, after sitting in limbo for, I think, close to 15 months. But Thursday night, I'm going to say Thursday night rather than Thursday or Friday night. Thursday night, he touched down on American soil, and got greeted by friends and family, and is back safe now. So we've known the story of Evan since October of last year, when we got to be with a lot of the Washington journalists for about 5 weeks during the SBF trial. So we got to learn a little bit about Evan personally and learn his story and stuff. And so it was an honor, actually, to wear a Free Evan button. And, it just sort of got absorbed into all of my badges and lanyards and stuff like that, and just sort of became part of what I traveled in the world with. And so I got to talk to one of his close friends and let them know that they're the one that gave me the Free Evan button. And I let them know that I've been wearing it for all this time, and that it's traveled the world with me. And that to let me know when I'm near Evan at a crypto conference, as I'd be honored to give it to him, sort of as like, you know, everyone's going to forget about him now. He's going to maybe make like 1 or 2 headlines over the next couple months, by a couple bylines. He might publish a book, or I'm sure he'll publish a book or an op-ed on his story of what happened and how he was treated, and what, as he talked about being a political prisoner, and who else he knew that was political prisoners. So I'm sure that his story will come out. But it'll be bylines, unfortunately, because there's going to be enough craziness in the world going on that it is no longer thought of as headline news. Just like how Julian Assange being set free was a byline. And so interesting times right now. But I just wanted to let you all know that little story and that little tidbit that Evan is free now. So it is, and that means something to me. So It means, hold on one second. Let me look this up. Because I want to, yep, Evan Gershkovich. That is right. Evan Gershkovich. That is his name. And I want people to know that. Um, grateful that that happened, and it's a very interesting turn with the markets. Interesting on what Japan has done, and how it's moved other pieces. We'll see some stuff. I know there's emergency meetings happening with the Fed today and this evening, and so I'm sure there's some sort of relief package that's going to come out to support banks and such like that. It's going to be interesting. But with that, we got to get ready for Futurist Decentralized AI Day, ETH Toronto up in Canada. We're heading out on the 11th for that. And then on the 14th, we're flying to Vegas for Rare Evo. We unfortunately are missing VCon this year. In LA, and we got to talk with one of our friends, Taco Gala, about that. And he just got back from Paris and Europe trip. So there's a lot going on this month. Then the 28th, we fly out to Korea. So super excited to sort of see everything going on, and we're super excited to see what you have going on. But like I said, if you're having a hard time and you need some advice on where to sort of deploy or what to do, some best tips and tricks, please let me know. Happy to share anything and everything publicly. Doesn't cost a dime. It's because it's called being a good human. We hope everyone is having a great day. One of the things we are going to be covering this week is abstract chain. We're going to be also, once we have internet, we're going to be covering abstract chain, and we're going to be doing some deep diving on Pancake Swap as well, because Pancake Swap has some major rewards going on right now for liquidity providing, as well as some of the farming opportunities. So really would love for you to not miss out on some of those opportunities and see how you can sort of collect a couple extra dollars here or there, depending on what you want to do and how you want to do it. With that, we're going to end tonight's episode, as always, with the greatest, worst knock knock joke in the face of the planet and our words of wisdom. And our words of wisdom are always the same. A closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can never come and knock you. If opportunity does come knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. And with that, we want to wish you all a great night. Thank you to everyone joining us via LinkedIn, Player One Taco YouTube, 0xDegens YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Telegram, Unlonely, Rumble, Kick, and on-chain via Soul Media Tech. If you're watching on a platform that allows for a subscription and a like, I would deeply appreciate that. Hopefully one day I'll be able to monetize that, but probably not. We'll see. But we thank you for your time tonight anyways. As always, we end with the greatest, worst knock knock joke on the face of the planet, and that is knock knock. Who's there?